Brent, want to dive right into this. You are the publisher of Exploration Insights. Can you talk, give us a little general overview of the publication, the newsletter, the website at all?
Sure. Exploration Insights, there's two of us writing for this, both economic geologists, myself and Joe Mazumdar. The letter comes out basically once every week, and the letter's about what we are buying, selling, and avoiding with our own money. No one pays us to say anything. So that's how we make our money, is on our investments.
That's
and
important,
our
isn't it? Sorry to interrupt you, but I'm getting a sense from the people I'm talking to in your field, the journalist side of it as well. That's an important fact to mention.
I think so. I mean, we're very cautious in this high-risk sector. We're very cautious, and having the geologic background, we've got an up on, the crowd, I guess you could say.
I love your. Saying to you before we started rolling, I love your slogan, that turning rocks into money. Can you talk a bit about how this all came about?
Well, I've been a consultant for up until about 1997. I worked all over the world. I worked in 62 countries, and I started working with a fellow named Rick Rule as his mining analyst based out of San Diego.
Right.
And then in 2008, I went and started this investment letter because I got to know a lot of the letter writers and figured I could do it as well. And it's worked out fairly well, so that's how I got into it.
And can you talk a little bit about, say, the state of mining versus the state of the market?
Good question. The market itself has been pretty, it was dead for a few years, picked up for two, like 15 and 16, and now it's back to being dead. There's really no flow of funds coming into this sector, hardly any, so it's very desperate on the investment side in terms of these companies raising money. But on the flip side, the mining companies themselves, the ones that mine the ore, they're becoming increasingly desperate for new deposits. So what we're seeing is the mining companies are putting a lot of money into some of these junior prospectors, either the project basis or on the company basis, because they're looking down the road 5-10 years where they've got nothing in the pipeline.
Right.
So it's a good time to be in this sector, despite the fact that it's not hot right now.
One of the things I like too about your story is that you were saying to me that you were front line. I mean, you're going everywhere. Were guys doing what you do now back 25 years ago? Were they doing that as well? Like you seem to be, I got to go to Australia, I've got to go to Peru, I've got to go to Mexico, I got to be in the front line and witness this myself.
Well, we look at early stage projects, Joe and myself, and you can look through someone's flip book and that looks great, but until you get on the ground, you never know what their deal is, especially early stage projects. So I think we visited 33 projects last year. We're on track to do that again this year. And again, since it's our money, we want to make sure what we're buying makes sense.
Sure.
You go there, you look at it, you go, okay, I can see the issues, I can see this works, that sort of thing.
How long would you spend at a prospective site for inspection?
Well, we just went to Mexico to look at a project that we've owned for quite a bit. It's actually done pretty well. It's gone from 10 cents to $1.25. So we're happy with that. So we went to evaluate this thing to see, is it time to sell, hold, or buy more? And we spent a full day on site, flew into the helicopter, walked around, looked at the trenches, spent some time with the geologists back in town, went through everything in detail. So that was about a day and a half. So I would say we spend between a day and 3 days on a project.
So people reading your newsletter, your website, everything, they really do rely on the fact that you are telling the truth, you have no ties in anything like that you've been to the site, so this is you firsthand knowledge.
Yeah, I think that's important.
We
don't always get it right, but at least we've got the background to assess a project from an economic standpoint. I mean, it's one thing to have a bunch of rocks, but when I go to a project, first thing I do, I look, you pick up the rock, okay, what's it going to take to get the ore out of this rock? How far is the nearest road? Where's the power? All that comes into it. Is it sitting under a church? Is there social, political issues? All those things come into it.
I mean, and how? I mean, every situation obviously is different. But would you go in? Do you sometimes go in too early? Well, I mean, you've obviously got the experience and the intelligence and the insight from what you've done. But do you actually take a time where you say, no, I'm not ready to go in yet. Let's go in 6 months from now.
It depends on the project. I mean, I want to be on a project to understand what the results that come in subsequently mean. And so that's important. So I'll be on a project way too early in terms of investment, but I've got a sense that, all right, I know what they're looking for. If the drill hole confirms their hypothesis, it's a buy.
Okay.
And so we're ready for the positive results.
Very nice. Always great talking with you. I'd always like to hear what the journalist side of things, and people can find your work where?
ExplorationInsights.com. We've got a lot of free literature there. We try and educate people in this sector as well. So explorationinsights.com.
He is Brent Cook. He is the publisher, as he mentioned, of explorationinsights.com, and a man whose air miles I definitely would like to have. Good talking to you.
Hey, thank you.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.